So I'm out at Motorama today. I wanted to come look at a couple vehicles. Dave Temp is out here with a fully restored 67 Volkswagen Beetle, and I just wanted to come out and get a look at it and show you guys how nasty this thing is. Now there is a bunch of Beetles here. They're making a bit of a comeback, I think, but yeah, I'll show you guys around, and we're gonna go talk to Dave right now. We just got in the building, and I guess we'll head down there and see what we see on the way. Beautiful. Wicked to see them reminisce in the old days. You heard it. That's cool. Avery and Mike are here from Rust Valley Restorers, right? That's the show. I don't really watch it very often, but I definitely know their faces. And the hairdo. And the giant bald spot. On Avery, not you, Dad. Wicked turnout. Lots of people, lots of vehicles, lots of very, very pretty and tidy stuff. So, yeah, and paint jobs, holy cow. Like, paint jobs are just phenomenal here. I'm loving all the paint. It is a really nice color blue, I will say that. And the chrome does look nice. Someone did an okay job. Is he with it?
I think he's sitting in.
Oh, that's the stereo. He's thumping the whole place. Hasn't even looked up yet.
Hi!
Ah.
Whoa, what's up?
Look, I got my demo.
Go shake the fenders off. Wow. That sounds good. The paint is beautiful on this thing. He's got everything powder coated. What's yours like compared to this?
Jump.
He's got some coin into this one. That's a really clean setup.
It is.
Wow. You can follow him on, what is that, Instagram? Does he have Instagram? 67 Bougie Bug. We'll ask him in a minute. Pretty good setup, and this thing is beautiful. A lot of time, a lot of money. Oh, here's some interior shots. And then, of course, in the back, he's got the full subwoofer setup. This thing is gnarly.
Hey, stand up guy on 10 toes. Big body pull up in a Range Rover. I can change the whole game when I say so. I pull up, shut it down, yeah, they know. Running this game ain't a thing for me. I never switched up, no change in me. The only thing changing this season, you go against me, then you know that you tweaking, okay? Cause baby, I'm him, I be on 10. Two-stepping in the party, I do not dance. Watch how I move, make it look easy. Counting up wins, that's part of the plan. Blackmail, taking up my haters a CC. That can't fail, all my victories on repeat. I'm deep, need a dub, best that you seek me. I'm too sick, yeah, I know I make it look easy.
Okay, so what is it, and why, and when, and who, and where?
This car has lots of history with me. It's a 1967 Volkswagen Beetle. I met the original owner at this show in Audio Thunder because this was a Rockford Fosgate build in 1994, 95. I was here on a school trip, so I would have been 13 years old when I met him. And I told Keith, I want to buy this car. I'm 13 years old. So he laughed at me because it's 30 G's with a stereo. Like, get real, kid, you're not going to buy it. And I kept in contact for years. I got into audio when I got my license in '98, and it's been a downhill spiral ever since of money being spent. But finally, a couple years ago, I got a call. He wanted to sell it. All right, I'm coming with cash. So this 1967 was fully stock except for all the stereo stuff in it. I decided to make it mine. I wasn't going to change the stereo. Wanted to keep it exactly in the nostalgic look, but I started with engine, tranny, suspension. I wanted everything brand new. It's got Willwood 4-piston brakes, all 4 corners, 3-piece wheels from air-cooled 4-inch narrowed beam. It's got a 2110, 160 horsepower, 150, 160 horsepower. Either way, it makes some dust. We got TMI seats, vintage speed. The list started about this big, and it went to about this big in a couple of months. It was a 1.5-year build. Tuned perfection out of Port Colborne, Ontario. Worked with me and did the build. He put up with my shit for a couple of months, just changing my mind on stuff. But other than that, at the end of it, I ended up ripping out all the stereo, and because a collector reached out and he was like, I want to buy all your Fosgate stuff, and I said, yeah, sure. And that paid for and beyond what I've put into this. Sundown Audio sponsored this car. Car Audio Direct in Canada. CarAudioDirect.ca. Jay Jones hooked up with Sundown, and they supplied me the gear. And Seductive Sounds and myself worked on this car for the last 2 weeks to get it ready for the show. Got all the stereo put in. And it was a lot of long days and long nights, and we got it ready the day before this show.
Awesome. What does it have in it for subs?
Subs are 5 12-inch SA, Sundown SA 12s.
And amplifier?
Amplifier is, the sub amp is a Salt 4K, which is running at almost a half an ohm. And it's producing about 6,000 watts of the subs, and it's the mids and highs are running off of a 2000.6 Salt from Sundown, and my mids and highs are a Sky High 3-way component set. Sky High Audio is a good friend John that owns that, and he hooked me up with those speakers too through Car Audio Direct as well, Canadian distributor, and this car sounds like dynamite too. I
gotta ask though, how is it all powered? Because these cars originally didn't make a lot of excess power for this stuff.
Yeah, that's correct. It still has the 90 amp alternator that was changed over in this car, but it's got lots of lithium power. I think we're at about 120 amp hours in there of lithium power. It's got a big reserve in it, so I haven't, this thing's still sitting at 13.4 volts with the key on, and I could play bass there, and it was dropping down to like 12.8 at full tilt.
Is it bad?
No, static drop. That's another good story. When we put the new subs in, when this car was set up, it was set up with the old subs in, which are about half the weight of these subs. So we put these subs in, and that rim in the back was tucked about 3/4 to a full inch into the fender, and the oil pan was about a half an inch off the ground. So when we were rolling out of the shop, all of a sudden the car come to a dead stop, and we were like, what's going on here? Well, the little heave in the concrete out front stopped this car dead with the oil pan, with the sump pump on the bottom. So emergency, before we put it in the trailer, raise it up. I think we've raised it up about 2.5 inches compared to what it was right now. And yeah, that was a good one, just before I'm ready to load it up to come here.
Yeah, really. Well, I mean, I hope mine ends up this nice, but it won't be. So,
I have faith.
Is the dollar amount you've spent on this car something you want to share, or something you want to hide? Dad said you might want to hide it.
No, my wife might watch this. I'm not in a fucking chance I'm saying how much I spent on this car.
Yeah, it was cheap, dirt cheap, to build.
$550.
Yeah, barn find. All right,
sponsored.
No, that's awesome. Thanks for taking the time to show us.
Oh, thank you very much.
That's a beautiful car.
I hope you enjoy the show.
I'm glad I finally got to see it, because I've seen it so many.
Absolutely.
You're all over Facebook, right?
Absolutely.
So that's
Facebook, Instagram, 67_bougie_bug.
Yep. Yeah, I'll make sure I post that.
Absolutely.
But even if mine's not done, I told them on the way here, I'm gonna slam it back together and drive it to German Air and Map.
Beautiful.
So it's coming no matter what, because I'm not going with him. I don't have sunglasses big enough to cover the glare.
I got metal polish there.
Yeah, here they come.
We'll have to keep moving.
Keep moving. Keep moving. Keep moving.
Run!
Bunch of savages. Sorry, guys.
Okay, we'll be back.
They're busy guys. It's crazy. Crazy what being on YouTube and a TV show can do, because everybody here is like flies on shit for these guys. I swore. I love this crowd, because literally every car we pass here, we pretty much hear somebody say, "Oh, I had one of those," and it resembles what it's like owning a Beetle, because you go to a gas station and pretty much everybody says, "Oh, I had one of those," or "My grandpa had one," or something. But that's the whole story here, is everybody's owned one of these, so it's pretty cool to see.
Over the rail too.
Okay, so before I left, I wanted to actually poke around at this Beetle too. We went already and seen Dave, but this one caught my eye as I walked in. So, yeah, what's the story here?
So my dad bought this for me when I was 6 in Rhode Island. The car's originally from Florida. He shipped it up, and he did all the work in our garage at home. I helped a little bit, but I was pretty young. He signed it over to me when I was 16, and
That's awesome.
yeah, I've owned it ever since. I'm 21
That's
now.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's what I want to do with my daughter, actually.
Yeah.
Because I own 3 of them now.
Yeah.
So I'm like, the moment she turns the right age and gets her license, she's going to get one of them.
Yeah.
That's the goal, right?
That's good.
Keeping the
That's good.
family. Because when I grew up, that's what we did.
Yeah.
We built Beetles in the garage.
Yep.
So now it's turned into this, and my dad's actually pretty good friends with Dave. So
Okay.
it became an easy transition for me.
Yep.
But it's so clean, man.
Thank you.
How long was the process to rebuild this one?
Well, at the time, my dad just did it part-time, like he was a
Right.
software engineer.
Yep.
Now he has his own shop, but back then it was just after work and stuff, so it did take him about 10 years. But today you could probably do one of these in about 3.
That's with the amount of detail in this thing.
Yeah.
Underneath the frunk is all painted beautifully. The wires all set up nicely. This is a beautiful car. Lot of time, lot of money spent on this thing.
But like all this was done in our garage at home, paint, engine. My dad does everything. We don't send off our work to anybody else. So.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Every inch of it just show. The whole subframe, the whole pan underneath been painted, powder coated pieces. That's very pretty.
It's so low to the ground. We had to shorten the front wheelbase, and we wanted red line tires for the car, but we couldn't find any small enough. So if you look on these 3 front tires, there's no manufacturer markings because we had to get them custom cast. So there's 3 in the world.
Wow.
1, 2, 3. The back tires are off the Mustang.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Special tires just for this thing with the red line and yeah, that's absolutely beautiful. That's the one thing I really like about this, is the fact that it's not just covered. The fact that you can literally eat mashed potatoes off of that whole thing is, I love that. That takes some time, right?
Yeah.
That's absolutely beautiful. And I love the story too, right? That's
Yeah. Well, my dad built it for me, but I plan to drive it really soon.
I know, I walked right into it.
No, it's all good.
This is
Well,
I can't even imagine, like, that pan's got to be so pretty.
So it has been driven.
That would be
not a lot, but a little bit.
yeah.
So there are some, like, we do bottom out a little bit.
Yep.
By a little bit, I mean a lot. So like
Yep.
the front and back of the car are pretty bad, but
But it wouldn't get driven too much. That's way too pretty.
no, it's going to get driven. I haven't been insured on it until this year.
Yep.
I'm too young.
Yep.
But starting this year, I'll drive it more. And,
Do you know what is in this for a dollar amount? Ballpark?
I've heard my dad say 70 before.
Okay.
But it's a bug, so it's not worth that, right? It's
hard, yeah. If the moment you build something, it loses value.
It's funny. I had someone offer to buy it just earlier today for that amount, but it's not worth that.
And I think at this point, it's more sentimental.
Well, I would never sell it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I will die in this
Yeah.
car,
I would.
But yeah, like the steering wheel, for example, is out of a pre-A Porsche.
Yep.
It's a $5,000 steering wheel.
I noticed you had that manual on the front, on the ground too.
Yep. Like that's all original Porsche.
See, not a lot of people put those two together, Porsche and Beetle.
No,
but
yeah,
once you
they
start
are.
going down the rabbit hole, they are the same. So it's pretty neat, right?
Yep. So
that's what I really like about these is it's not your typical Volkswagen.
No, for sure.
It was designed by the right person.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh my God! Look at that oil pan and train pan. Look at the oil pan and the tranny pan. This car has an absolutely phenomenal amount of work done to it. The underneath is, oh, the whole frame's been airbrushed, pinstriped. Holy moly. Chrome everything. There's etching all over the control arms and the rotors. That is absolutely beautiful. Wow. A lot of money and time spent on this thing. That's what everyone's saying, even around Dave. I had one just like it. That's why I was sitting there listening. That's sweet. Yeah, that's beautiful. Super clean. Holy cow. Dad likes it a lot. Holy, Dad, it's a race car. What's it got in it? A VTEC. It's got a 2-liter VTEC in it, jammed in the back. Look at the shifter on it. This is a full race car. That is awesome. That would be so much fun. That's beautiful. It's got a frunk too. Wow, that's really cool. Rudy Voodoo owns it. That is absolutely cool. I really like that. Nice job, Rudy. So it's Mike and Avery, right? Mike and Avery from the Rust Valley Restorers. Is that what they're called? I don't even watch this show, but this is the car they drove all the way from BC to this show. Pretty wild that it actually made it because they bought parts off eBay, but they made it, and this is the one they drove the full way. Avery said it was a little rough at times, but they made it.
How was the drive?
What damn it, was he? You never shut up the whole way.
I can believe it.
Nah, it was all right. It was really snowy coming to Saskatchewan. We had 2 days of blizzards. It was like literally like foot drifts on the road. And then it got really cold, about 20 below, and that old cooling heater don't work that good in it. You're looking through little holes about this big. I had to plug one side of the vent off and get enough air on the other side to keep the window clean.
Yeah, that's the impressive part. It's all the way from British Columbia in March to Toronto, Ontario. She looks good still, nice and clean. No, must have been a hell of a drive. Thanks for coming out, guys. Sorry everybody bombarded you like crazy. Well, we made it home. It was a wicked day, and shout out to everybody who actually chatted with me on camera, because that was my first time carrying a camera in public and talking to it and not feeling crazy about myself. So shout out to everyone who actually cooperated and wanted to be part of it, because you guys boosted my confidence just a little bit to keep it going, because it's a little bit different when you're doing that, talking to a camera, and there's people all around looking at you thinking you're crazy. So yeah, you guys are awesome. But yeah, now we're home and we get to see this pile of work behind us, which is fantastic. But Dave's car and the Burgundy Beetle, I totally forget his name. I didn't get his contact information. If you guys know that Beetle or the gentleman I was speaking with, please tag him or let me know who he is so I can at least reach out and let him see this video. But those Beetles are absolutely flawless. You know, there's a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of things that go towards making a Beetle like that. So it was pretty awesome to be able to go and actually check out a finished one while we're in the middle of a project. So huge shout out to Dave and the Burgundy Beetle. You guys are awesome, and you know, appreciate the chat we had, and love your cars. Absolutely love them. I know we got a long way to go on this one, but I really hope we can get somewhere close to the ones we've seen today. I'm going to highly doubt that because they have years and years and years and years worth of work and time and money into them, but we will do our best in the short amount of time we have to accomplish something of a show Beetle, because that's what I want this for, and I want to have some fun with it and bring it to shows and, you know, just get it done nicely. Honestly, with looking at everything today and actually getting to sit back and see how nice some of these Beetles are put together and how much time and effort goes into them, it just makes me want to get back to work on this one. So I will see you in the next one, guys. I got work to do.